are doing another test live stream in preparation for the weekend's Virtual World Straight Pool Championship final, and the reason I'm testing the stream, for anybody who doesn't already know, is that the PC has been giving me problems and has been for a while, where it's just restarting at any time. But it is certainly more prevalent while I am live streaming, so we're not sure whether it's the software that's the issue or not. So we're just going to watch some pool. We've got a room up here with Cobra and LS3 in it, and Popman is in spectating along with myself, and both players are in preparation for the upcoming Black Ball Virtual World Championship, which has gone past its anniversary, so it's over a year since we've held one of these events in VP4, so that's going to be the next event, which I think starts, I could have this the wrong way around, but I think it starts on the 20th of the month, and then a week later we have another tournament, which is the 3 cushion. I think it's the 3 cushion one. I might have these round the wrong way, I can't remember. Let me just have a look in the lobby. Right, there we go. Black Ball actually starts on the 20th, so I got it in the right order. So we've got the Black Ball tournament coming up, and then of course we have the 3 cushion one. Now, Cobra says the room is bugged. I don't notice anything bugged with the room. Well, obviously there's a problem on Cobra's end with the room, and now there's nobody else left in the room. So that was short and sweet. Right, he's got a new room up. We'll go in and watch this, if we can get in. Now I'm just going to do, as part of the test, I am just going to tab out for a second. Now I'm just doing an audio test to see it's coming through in the live stream. Now I'm just doing an audio test to see it's coming through in the live stream. Now, well, that answers that query. Yes, it is. Well, there's like a 10-second delay on YouTube. Let me just go to my Twitch channel. Right, I haven't gone to my Twitch channel, I've gone to Kick. Right, I haven't gone to my Twitch channel, I've gone to Kick, but I haven't muted my Kick channel. So it's black ball. These guys are playing on the UK pub table, as we call it over here, but it's like the UK version of the American bar table, but completely different tables. They can be the same width and length, but the pockets are completely different. So, black ball is, I suppose you could say, similar to American 8 ball in one sense of the word, where you are going for your set of balls. In this case, it's either reds or yellows. But and there's also the tactical side of it, where sometimes you end up manoeuvring your balls into better positions and things like that, or maybe trying to guard a pocket. But one big difference is that if you scratch, the incoming player gets a free shot, and that free shot allows them to do, well, pretty much anything with any of your balls if they want to, whether it be clear a pocket or whatever. So the game can turn very quickly. In a game where you might look as if you're down and out in the rack, suddenly your opponent scratches. That free shot can be very important. Clever little safety there from Cobra. That's got Popman in trouble, and look at where the 8 ball is. Right over the bottom right hand corner, so it looks a dire situation here for Popman. Cobra's actually, I don't know that he's in that great a position here. Popman, well, he can certainly pot that red over the pocket. He would also need to get a brush onto one of these two to open them out. But again, what he's just trying to do is manoeuvre his red ball into a potable position. The fact that Popman hit his yellow ball meant that Cobra wasn't getting the free shot. And if Popman can pull off a bank here, I don't know whether is he trying to cut this. Yeah, that's really delicate, because then he would have tried to nudge this yellow into the corner here to block that pocket. Cobra now will take the red down the rail. That'll get the cue ball out into the table. I'll take the, did I say yellow? Well, red I should have said if I didn't. And now he's good to run out. So a challenge room in Virtual Pool 4 is a room where you can set the room to like a maximum of, I think, 10 people. Not that anybody does that, because it's an incredibly long time to be sitting there waiting, but it's winner stays on. So what happens is that the next person in the queue comes in as soon as the rack finishes, and then you continue on like that. I don't know what tournament Portman's talking about. The only one that I'm interested in is Friday Night 9 Ball. Oh, I don't know what Portman's what LS3's talking about. So Cobra and LS3 at the table. One yellow ball has gone down off the break, but that the table is still open after the break. Only once you pot the next ball have you then nominated your set of balls you're going for. Well, the main stumbling block, of course, here is the yellow in between the two reds. But you can bump that yellow into the rail and kick the back of the 8 ball. You can do that, but where Cobra's got himself, he looks as if he's trying to sort of just bank this. Oh, he's got away with that big time. Well, then he's paid the price. He ends up scratching. So, but there was that alternative shot there to bump the yellow. Had he been higher up the table, he could have bumped the yellow into the rail and hit the back of the 8 ball. And that yellow ball should have went down towards the pocket in the bottom right hand corner of the screen. But he chose to do it another way, and it came off in one sense. He fluked it caught the middle pocket knuckle. It runs up into the top left-hand corner pocket, and no sooner had he done that and thought he got away with it, he immediately scratched. So LS3 had her free shot, but still got a problem with the two reds. And this is not a great position. Well, now these little tactical exchanges now, it would be a great shot to kick this bottom rail and try and play the combo up top, but LS3 is trying to duck away. But again, the biggest mistake you make is then scratching, giving your opponent that free shot. However, of course, in black ball, the free shot is in the kitchen. You don't have ball in hand all over the table, but that's more than enough for Cobra to make the most of, to win the rack. Just a little roll in on the 8 ball. Well, this is not a bad table as far as the lay of the balls are concerned. And Cobra fully expects to be out here. I mean, these reds are sitting very good. The only slight problem is that he's more than likely going to, I think he'd probably try and get on that red into the side. Right now would have been handy, although he's blocked himself off. He would have ideally wanted to play that red in the side pocket, and he doesn't want to leave that as his last ball to get to the 8 ball. You know, it all looks too easy, but he can do it now. He can get this red, drop that one into the side, and then he's got the wide open red, making it easier to get to the final 8 ball. Oh, I never noticed that. I was busy ranting at Potman. Yeah, I don't. I mean, anybody who has one of these stores, that company sets up the store for you, and they obviously then arrange the merchandise by order. But in terms of pricing, that's got absolutely nothing to do with me as a seller. I don't have anything to do with it. I don't dictate a price on the store. They do it because they obviously have the costs involved, and therefore a percentage goes to the store company as well as it goes to the seller on YouTube. It's not a bad thing to be playing a fair bit of practice in this game prior to the next Virtual World Championship, because it does take a bit of getting used to the control in this cue ball. It does quite a bit, because we saw in the last big event that we did in this black ball that it does take time to become accustomed to how much this cue ball will do. So LS3 will have a problem and she was trying to get up behind the red that was furthest up the table at the time there, but she collided with her own red. And of course that also leaves the issue of that one there that she's just trying to manoeuvre, and that actually just squeezed in, just brushed the yellow on the way past. Well, Potman's off on a wild tangent here. If he was in the stream he'd know what I was talking about. I'm not typing it. So Cobra's got all his balls all gathering and guarding 3 pockets in the table. So LS3's got a slim to 0 chance of getting out of this. Well, Cobra could have finished better on the 8 ball. And he's got it. Are you watching in the stream, Potman? I don't think you are. So Cobra's on the reds, but again there's clearly a problem here, but the last red he'll play will be the one over that corner, but he's blocked himself off because he's now having to take it. The reason I say that is because that would be the one he'd want to keep to get on the 8 ball down table, and I don't know even that that goes because that's very tight, but it certainly goes into the pocket that the red's blocking, and that's why he's taking an alternative route there. Now what he then will want to do is get rid of that red and try and get on this red to get to the 8 ball to play his last shot. That would be the pattern to try and get out. So he takes this one, that one, then takes that one, but must have an angle where he can lie here somewhere and get on that 8 ball. And now he's blocked himself off in the red there. That's the one he would have wanted to take, and then take this one. So he's now got a problem. The problem being that when he pots this, he's going to have to spin around the table to get somewhere into this area so that he can then cut that past the red. This has to, well, is he convinced it goes past? That looks tight to me. Well, he's now trying to bump it in off the yellow, which is handy where it's finished. Yeah, that worked out nice in the end. That was well done. Is Potman in the stream yet? No, he's not, because I want to explain something to you guys on how it works. But if he's not getting into the stream, then I'm not bothering. I'm not wasting my breath. I'm certainly not typing. It's too much to type out. Well, what's the day's date? We're only what? Is this this is the 18th, isn't it? So we're only 2 days away from this black ball tournament starting. Oh, maybe that's what Potman was asking. Was that what he was asking? Maybe he was asking what time does the black ball tournament start? We've got. Let me just. Let me go to the lobby. /SB. Oh shit, I've got to log in now. Right, what was it? I think Steve's got it set for some silly time, US time. He's got it set for like 3 AM in the morning, which actually ends up being the Saturday our time. So that's, well, unless the bracket got full, which it probably is not looking like it's going to, then the bracket won't be live until 3 AM in the morning. So LS3's left to join a tournament. A quick check at the time. I've been streaming this one for 40, just short of 42 minutes. And now LS3's back in the room, she's got a bye. So there must be at least There must be at least 3 people in the tournament. And I don't think Potman's going to get much of a snip in this rack. Just got to be careful with the cue ball here. You know, that red in front of the yellow just as a hindrance. And he's got to get far enough out. Oh, he hasn't. That was the problem. That was the problem. Now, can he get the cue ball out of the way? I don't think he can. Yeah, he's trying to just duck. And that's not really worked out. Because LS3 can get rid of her problem ball straight away. Not LS3, Potman can get rid of that into the side. And now the test is in whether Potman can get his way out. They're all there. And they've all got pockets. I had the remains of a beef curry with fried rice and bean shoots that I had last night. I had the remains of it for my breakfast this morning. I nuked it in the microwave. Well, there's the old mistake. The unforced error. All he had to do was roll that in and he was on the red. Chose to stun it in. Well, it looks as if Cobra's going to be in his own. Unless Potman has a match on, maybe he signed up for the tournament. Let's have a look at the calendar. See what's happening here. I don't even know what tournament it is. Let's have a look. Down to the one that says active. So it's a black ball tournament that's running at the moment. And it's Potman, Sean, L, and then LS3. And Potman's off to play his match. So I think that's where we'll head. Let's go in. So it's a race to 4. And well, clearly it's not a handicapped tournament because Sean L is in 1488 rating points. Potman's just short of 1900. And there's no racks been given. Potman overcuts the red. Now this is a chance. Yeah, that's not the way to play black ball, I'm afraid. You can't be juicing the cue ball up like that. So Potman gets a second go at it. Just trying to dink this in and then dink the red into the side pocket. But again, the slight problem here is holding the cue ball for that 8 ball. Because he's got to get the momentum to get the red into the side, but then the cue ball's just running towards the rail. So he really wants to stun this in to hold the cue ball and bump it into this yellow if he can. See, well, he's gone to the rail and get out clean, and that's not bad. Potman breaks off in rack 2. I think a yellow ball went in, but of course the table is still open. But the curious thing is all the yellow balls are all isolated around the table on the outside, whereas we've got all the reds all gathered in and around the 8 ball. That's a strange one. Well, having decided to play the yellows, he's nailed himself onto one of his balls, and I think he's got a, well, he has got a combo set up. I don't know how good he's going to be at getting the line on it. He's gone inside there. So now we should be getting a proper chance of seeing what Shawnee L can do. Now, the first, or the objective, would be to try and do something with this red ball. Now that red into the side, if you can get down and bump that yellow on and move through a bit, that'd be one way to try and go on it, but you're getting into a very tight space trying to go into that red there. It'd be much easier to give it a bump. The cue ball, and it stays in the table. This is a perfect chance. Perfect chance to cut the red into the side, and I don't know whether he was behind the knuckle there or not there. I never quite got a time to have a look at it, but that red sitting where it was from that line would have been ideal to just nudge the red away from the 8 ball. And I'm not convinced there's enough room. Certainly you can punch that yellow up top there on the right hand side into the rail and nudge the red out the way. But Potman, excuse me, falling asleep here. Potman's got the same problem with getting to the 8 ball. So what Sean L doesn't want to do is to do anything that's going to interfere with that red and 8 ball. Although, if he's going to win it, win this rack, he really has to. Now you can get down on the short side of this red here, but he's trying to spin around and do acrobatics with the cue ball. Well, he's given a chance to the bank. He's going to have to cut across it, and the cue ball should go out the way. There's a chance this could go. Well, he's actually cut it back the way. I'm not 100% certain that the shot was on, but he overcut it if he did. You try to send that to the rail and stun it across into the opposite side pocket. But now everything's in the open. Again, this is just he can only get across the table 2 rails here. That 8 ball could end up being in the way. It's not a guaranteed certainty. Well, he looks as if he hasn't got the yellow in. Oh, now I think he certainly can certainly cut the red, and he might be able to cut this in. Just enough of the red showing. Well, he doesn't even look as if he wants to try and cut it in, because Sean L has just potted the wrong ball. Well, that was a bit of a numpty mistake, wasn't it? I don't know what he was thinking there. He's taking his eye totally off the ball. Went and potted one of Potman's balls and has given him a free out. Well, if you're not paying attention, that's the sort of things you end up doing. So LS3 is lying in wait for whoever's going to get through here. At the moment, Potman's strong favourite, judging by the level that we see Sean L playing at the moment. Well, Portman 3-0 up. And looking to break the back of this rack. He's on the yellows. And all the yellows all have pockets. Although he's not sitting in a great position right now though. Well, now the 8 balls over the pocket. Sean L trying to improve the table for himself. But the one major problem that will stop him winning this rack is that red that's on that rail there. So he's trying to nudge it and nudge the 8 ball out of the way and keep the reds sort of there. Well, now they're all in potable positions. There's a wee bit more pressure on Portman to get this done. So you think red, yellow into the side, a yellow into the top left, then the yellow into the top right, and hold that cue ball sort of there or thereabouts in the middle of the table for the straight in shot in the 8 ball. That'll do it. So Portman just that bit too good for Sean L. So the comfortable win, it won't be quite as comfortable in that final with LS3. And by the look of it, I think Sean has left the building. So the room is up, and what I'm going to do is we'll watch this match, and then I'm going to call it quits again. So again, my live stream testing is going very well with my Marillus Action software. We've now been streaming for, what's that, an hour and 5 minutes almost, and all seems good at the moment. Everything seems to be holding together. So the final is still a race to 4. But like I said a minute ago, this is going to be a tougher opposition for Portman. Hotman's got first shout here, but again trying to break up those two reds. He's missed the major thing you must do, and that's pot the object ball to start with. I mean, he got the hit there, but he never got the pot. And LS3 is just going to try and knock that yellow in past the red and block the pocket. So that's now given her control of the top left-hand corner of the table. Well, we're still in the first rack here. Well, you had no idea where that was going to end up. Bit fortunate. Still got a shot. But a straight in 8 ball should give him the first rack. Well, the tricky red is the one right in the middle of the table. How to get onto that? It does go into the side here, and of course access is available to the other red there, and the other one into the other side pocket. Well, Popman's, he's got the one red that will go, but got to get the cue ball out of there. Well, that's awkward. He's hampered either way. You can try cutting into the side. The only problem with that shot is he's going to hit these other remaining red. And this is just a bit of hit and hope in terms of pushing that red and leaving it on into a pocket somewhere. Well, again, he's tried all that, but missed the most important part of the shot, was get the pot to start with again. So it's given LS3 first real chance in this rack. I don't know whether she tried to get a little nudge on that yellow there, just to push it into the table and make it a lot easier to get on it. Oh, I don't know when you typed that, Chimpy. I'll say good morning anyway. But this, once I've seen this match, then we'll call this test a success again. No problems with these tests so far. Well, LS3 can obviously cut this yellow. She's got to dink it in and stay somewhere about there where you can get to that yellow and cut it. It's a delicate little shot. I don't know that that's what she played, but it's certainly no man's land. I can't read that line of chat. I need to, because I've got this chat configured. I've got it actually configured a wee bit too low because your line is right across the word VP4 website on screen, and I can't quite read that. Move the chat up a line so I can read that, please. Something about lower quality. So LS3's tied the match up. you using something. I don't know what that says. I can't see it. No, I should be broadcasting in 1080, and it looks like it on my second monitor. Don't forget that if you think it's in lower quality, just double check the tab in the bottom right hand corner to make sure that Twitch hasn't defaulted it. I can only use something or other. 720, or maybe it's defaulted to 720. Maybe I forgot to tab that in the software. Let me just tab out to have a look. I'll have a look after I've done this because I can't see the resolution setting. I'm sure I chose the resolution to 1080, unless because I was messing about and putting the chat up on the screen and stuff like that, and I don't know that maybe I reset it to 720. It's still of HD quality. It's not. Then it won't be the best, but I'll make sure I have a look at it once I'm finished this. So we're still in rack number 3. LS3 at the table on the reds. And the one problem red to get to. Now, if she's going to go the path that it looks like, then she pots that red top right, takes the one top left with an angle to come down into the right hand corner where these yellows are. And the only danger with that shot is somehow ending up behind a yellow ball. Well, this looks good. Is it going to keep running? No, that's perfect. Well, got on the red and got to just punch this in and manoeuvre that cue ball. Well, it didn't run on and bumped into the yellow, but this is better than nothing at all. Just got to watch the cue ball after hitting this 8. That's maybe why she ended up overcutting it. So Potman given a lifeline here. In fact, that reminds me, the next thing I need to do is actually just readjust the chat slightly so that the white text is above the VP4 website button that's on the bottom and right hand corner of the screen, because the chat's going right across it and I can't read any sentence that's written there, so I'll get that fixed. Oh, that's a poor one. That's a poor one from Popman. LS3 might have, I thought she'd maybe taken a break there, thinking Popman was going to run out. But he's gifted the rack to LS3. Well, scratch again, this time LS3. Popman has the ball in hand in the kitchen with the free shot, so the one thing that you'd normally do is want to try and get that 8-ball freed up, but that's the least of his problems at the moment. He's still got that red stuck in the rail next to the yellow on the left side. So the table's not exactly set for a run out. And what he doesn't want to do now is just touch that red and 8-ball. Because LS3's got this left rail blocked. Well, Popman's tried to clear the path there by nudging the yellow out the way. He hasn't really quite achieved that. Or has he? Oh, that red might go past the yellow, I think. I think there's just enough room. But his other red still tied up with the 8-ball. Now he's trying to go top rail and spin into them. Well, he didn't get the spin. And if anything, he's made his other red ball worse. You can have a go at cutting it across into the corner, but he's no chance of doing anything with that last red. So he's got to try and duck for cover here. Well, my little info panel in the top right hand corner tells me that I'm broadcasting in HD and it's showing 60 frames per second. But I think that's maybe only confirming that it's HD quality, but it would normally, I think it would normally show 1080 top right hand corner. It must be something I'm positive 100% I chose 1080 the other day, but I might have done something that's unchecked that. Well, S3 looking good to be 3-1 up. Now she's got to keep going past that yellow, which she's done. Oh, that overcut, is it? And she scratched into the side. Well, this is last chance saloon in this rack for Popman, with one free shot. And you've still got to expect him to get out here. There isn't a problem that you've got to deal with. 8 balls hanging over the pocket. Well, this is what he doesn't want. He doesn't want to be potting this yellow and bumping his other one. He's got himself stuck in the rail. He needs to jack up to avoid bumping his other yellow. Well, he has bumped it. So now it needs a little stunny draw back off this yellow for the other one into the side. And he's missed the yellow. So another gift for LS3. And that was a table he should have been out on. He knows that. Well, of course, it's another table with a problem on it. I'll be back in a minute. Right, I'm back and they're still not done. Potman has the chance to take it all the way. Well, final rack decider. Popman breaking off. Yellow ball goes in. Now we've got a problem right side. Yellow ball sandwiched in between two tomatoes. Well, that's an hour and 30, almost an hour and 34 minutes that we've been doing this test, and again, not an issue at all. Well, there's 3 on the yellows with 2 issues. Well, that's 1 issue dealt with because she's cleared this bottom right hand corner with that shot there. As long as you legally hit your own ball first, and then if you pot your opponent's ball after it, it's a legal shot. And she's getting herself in a position to win this, but where the yellow is behind the 8 ball, it's more just a guard position it's in. Although Popman wants to, he can nudge that 8 ball onto the 1 and combo it. But then again, that would then commit, and also it would give LS3 a chance. So sooner or later somebody's going to have to go for it, but I think you might need a little run of the ball here as well as a helping hand. So LS3 again, just in manoeuvring mode at the moment. But LS3's 3 balls, apart from the last one next to the 8 ball, the 3 balls up top are, they're just too far away to make it that easy to get down here and improve this yellow ball. So if she can get one of those yellow balls out into the table, it doesn't look as if she's planning to do that though. But again, you could play the combination shot onto the 8 ball onto that other yellow and pot it, thereby freeing up the 8 ball and then going for the kill. Well, Popman had a go there, trying to bump his other red, get it out of that cluster of 3. Well, I'll call it a cluster, but it's not really a cluster, but you're just trying to get that red out of there. Well, if he could pot the yellow and get his red to follow it in, I don't know that it's on a good line to do that. I presume, now, not being 100% familiar with the rules in black ball, I'm assuming that would be a legal shot. That if you hit your own ball first, pot the opponent's ball and get your own ball to fall in, you're still at the table. I could be wrong in that though. Don't quote me on it. Well, LS3 is trying to cut this in and get a bump. And she might have the angle here to try and do it. Last chance saloon though. Ideally she wants to bump the 8 ball. Yeah, I think her eye was caught by that 8 ball. Trying to get the cue ball onto the 8 ball to sort of play a two-way shot, get the combo as well as the pot. So what Potman has to do here is try and get one of his reds into the table. I mean, he's trying to block the pocket, but one of those reds needs to be in the middle of the table. That way, if he can get good on it, he's got a chance to break out that 8 ball. And now LS3 is just going to duck and dive. And she hasn't hit a rail after hitting the object ball, so it's now gifted Potman a chance. Well, he has that free shot, but he can't play any of those balls in the kitchen. Yeah, it's legal as long as yours goes in. I thought that. Good morning to Lard. Well, this has been a second test of the day, a test live stream using Marillis Action instead of XSplit Gamecaster, and everything's went like a dream. I've already been 90 minutes at this one, and as soon as this match is over, I'm going to call it quits because I've got to run to the store, do a few things, and then I've got Alaskan Truck Driver getting launched in a few hours' time. Well, LS3 has the yellow free, but she can't see it. She's stuck against her own yellow. Well, even if he went across and kicked this red in, he's not necessarily going to be any good on the 8 ball. I think he'd be better punching the red around the table, trying to get it up here to that side and just stopping the cue ball here. okay, it might mean he's still going to lose the match, but I think that's well, a better idea, unless he can thin cut this in. But he's got to go up off two rails here, off the bottom rail, top rail, and back into the table, as well as get the pot to have a shot in the 8 ball. Well, he got the second part of it right enough, but he hasn't got the pot. It was never easy, that pot, tight along the rail. So LS3, and now she's finished 2 straight on this yellow. Got to watch how much you try and pinch with these pockets. So just got a couple of things to do. Double check the stream quality, because as Chimpy says, it's down to 720 on his end, so I need to make sure that my settings are correct. I thought they were. So well done to LS3. Another tournament win for her. So that is it, folks. That's the end of our second VP4 test stream today. And the next stream I do will hopefully be, it'll hopefully be, what do you call it? Alaskan truck drivers later on today. So until then, I'll bid you good day.